The marijuana business is growing as more states legalize the recreational use of cannabis, which means more opportunities for entrepreneurship and employment.
New York, in particular, is setting a high standard, implementing a program that gives Black and brown communities marginalized by the war on drugs a chance to put themselves at the helm of a budding industry. Our Mona Kosar Abdi met with industry leaders and Trailblazers to learn more about the pot equity movement. Take a look.
Inside this former Dwayne Reed is a first of its kind for New York City, a Black-owned legal cannabis shop. In the heart of Bleecker Street, Smacked Village opened its doors in January, owned by entrepreneur Roland Connor. The born and raised New Yorker is blazing trails. His dispensary is also the first Black-owned cannabis shop in the city.
Does the pressure come from being the first Black man to get this license?
Oh, absolutely, because there is an expectation to succeed, and there's another expectation to fail. I'm going to succeed and make this work.
Roland is on the forefront of this sanctioned industry, awarded by the state of New York with a conditional adult use retail dispensaries license, also known as a card. But this is not Roland's first foray into the cannabis business. As a teen in the 90s, Roland was imprisoned for a cannabis charge at the height of the so-called war on drugs. That now makes him the first person with a previous legal conviction to legally open up shop.
It was surreal because a lot of times you try to hide your past, especially when it's negative, right? And so now I have to share it. Your past sometimes haunts you. You know, you can go to jail, do your time, and still there's a stigma.
After New York legalized recreational marijuana in March 2021, the Office of Cannabis Management was soon after established. And just 1 year later, in the spring of 2022, Mayor Adams announced New York City's goals for an equitable market and created the Cannabis Equity Program. Those who apply for a card must have previous convictions, be involved with justice, have qualified business experience, or have been impacted by the war on drugs.
Card is intended to focus on those who have been directly impacted, so their justice involved, a previous cannabis arrest and conviction, and if not themselves, a spouse or a parent or a child.
East Brooklyn native Dashida Dawson experienced firsthand how the drug war afflicted New York neighborhoods like hers. The former Fortune 500 executive was appointed under Mayor Adams as the founding director of Cannabis NYC, the first role of its kind.
We've been taught to fear and demonize cannabis, and it's our job to kind of explain how they were propagated and pushed onto the communities, and that we do need to undo that. I think of people like Roland Connor as like the ultimate hustlers, because when something like that happens in your life, especially in New York, it could ruin your life. And instead, he said it was not going to ruin his life. He overcame that. A great example of how card is supposed to work.
New York State is one of 21 that legalized recreational cannabis and one of 13 states that implemented social equity programs. But what sets New York apart is its framework, legislation that directly benefits those with past convictions.
Other states are ahead in that they already had the policy, but 90% of them, 99% of them purposely left out the people that were previously harmed. They purposely left out, if you had a conviction, you could not actually be on an application. And just by virtue of the fact that we are prioritizing that group, we are setting a standard, not just in the United States, but globally. And that's where I think New York can really be a pioneer.
Roland's journey with cannabis has come full circle, from going to prison for a cannabis charge to becoming a businessman within the fold of New York's emerging industry.
I haven't worked since 2008. You know, I've been an entrepreneur since then, and it's just something about being able to be my own man. Made a lot of mistakes now, you know, but being able to correct those mistakes and move forward and be here right now, I feel strong, I feel powerful.
What a story. Our thanks to Mona for that report.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.